You absolute dumb. Howdy everybody, welcome back to another video. So yesterday we got a new trailer for the second half of Season 10, and it's got quite a chunk of new stuff to look at, and I just want to go through it and discuss it with you guys today and see what we have to look forward to in the second half of Season 10. Before we get started, I gotta give a spoiler warning for Season 10 and the Whisper story arc in the comic, so if you're not caught up, click off this video, come back once you are. Also, before we get into the video, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribed and liked the video if you enjoy it, because it really helps me out right now, being a really new content creator on YouTube. So any new subscribers really helps me, and any likes on my videos really help me as well. So yeah, I'm really surprised we got a new trailer, to be honest. I didn't think AMC would actually drop another one. I thought we'd just go the next week and a half with some new promo images and teasers, but I'm glad we really got this new footage to take a look at. So the first clip we have here in the trailer is Magna condemning Carol for her actions that jeopardize the group and putting them in this cave. Now I really do think Daryl needs to be the one who calls out Carol on her actions, because if anyone is going to get Carol, it's going to be Daryl. It's good that other people are obviously calling Carol out on her actions, because she's really been jeopardizing the group lately, and this is kind of the big hitter for her now, and she really needs to get back into that right state of mind and not be so lost in this grief and, you know, revenge mode that she's been in since practically the start of the season.
Make sure they don't get out.
Now, the first time I watched this, I thought the Whisper handing Alpha her mask was Negan, but upon closer inspection, he's just wearing a button-up shirt, but originally I thought it looked like Negan's leather jacket. And this scene right here, I know it's weird, it's just a small scene, and it's just her saying, you know, a few lines, but I'm really excited to get back into the show and just watch Samantha Morton's performances again. She's just an amazing actress, and she just plays Alpha so well and so menacing. I was never one to really think that Alpha was very creepy in the comics. She never just got to me in that way. But in the show, Samantha Morton makes Alpha so much better, in my opinion, than the comics. She just really puts a creepiness factor on that character, just to an extent that's just so much better than the comics.
Everything is just in question.
It's like I can't even turn my back on you anymore.
Borders have been crossed.
You all are hesitating because you're afraid of them.
The truce has never been truly a truce.
The enemy are watching us.
And that's all gonna come to a head.
Everything just gets ramped up to a very, very heightened degree of fear, anxiety, suspense.
So it definitely looks like Gabriel is toughening everyone up a bit here and kind of getting people ready to fight back. I really enjoyed Gabriel's story arc this season. His story arc has been one of the best out of all the characters on the show, and I really think him killing Dante earlier this season is really going to further Father G into becoming kind of a ruthless leader, almost like Rick was. The shot here is really cool. It's the first wave of walkers, I believe, going towards Hilltop. Yeah, the cinematography for the second half of the season, from the trailers and stuff that we've gotten, has looked really amazing. Like, some of the best that I've ever seen in The Walking Dead. Just every shot just is so good that we've seen, and I'm just so hyped to just watch the episodes and see it all play out, because cinematography just looks amazing. So we've seen this quick scene before, but it seems like Alpha is kind of getting a taste of her own medicine that she fed our group in the first half. It seems like she's kind of getting paranoid about a lot of things, and she's starting to get anxious about spies or maybe other threats and things like that. And it looks like she's consulting Beta about it here. This could be Negan, but I feel like it's Beta with how high she's looking up. And this could also be before Beta infiltrates Alexandria in episode 10. She could be telling Beta this now and kind of telling him to go in there and see if Dante's still alive, because I would imagine that Alpha will start to notice here soon that she's not getting any notes back from him and it's been quiet. So she obviously could get paranoid about him actually being gone or turning to the good side, or, you know, just being dead in general, which he is. So This is another really cool shot here. I do believe this is Beta right before he invades Alexandria, which is going to be an insane episode to say the least. There are quite a few early reviews out there that you can read online, and I read one of them and it said something along the lines of the episode racks up one of the highest body counts that we've seen in a long time in a single episode on the show. And, you know, obviously the show racks up high body counts at certain times, but I'm really excited to see what happens there. I feel like a lot of red shirts are going to be dying in that episode, maybe even some mains. So there's a quick shot here of Rosita and Laura and some red shirts, one or two that run near them, and I believe this is when Beta infiltrates Alexandria. It has to be because it's nighttime and it just lines up perfectly. And yeah, I think Rosita might end up having like a 1v1 with Beta in this episode. Hopefully he doesn't end up killing her. I don't want Rosita to die. She's one of my favorite characters. But I really think that a lot of red shirts are going to die in this episode, because if there's a high body count, and we obviously know we can't, you know, just kill like 3 or 4 mains in one episode, then, you know, there's going to be a lot of red shirt deaths. So honestly, I could see Laura dying and Scott dying and Barbara and all those kind of red shirts. They could honestly all be biting the dust in that episode by Beta. So
You're hiding something.
The first half of the season, we really saw a Cold War approach, and in the second half, that really gets hot.
Huge things happen in this half season right out of the gate.
We fight for our future. We will fight for revenge.
We're blowing it wide open. This world is growing. We're having to dig deep and find a way to push ourselves.
It's no longer us teasing what we may do. We are officially in it. We want to fight.
So here's a shot of Gamma at the gates of Alexandria. We know she'll be going there in the mid-season premiere, but in the next clip we hear Gabe say through the prison cell that she's hiding something. So either Gamma is still on the fence about her Whisper life, or Gabriel's just being really cautious. I'm not sure. But he obviously has a reason to be cautious, especially with the Dante situation and just kind of how high the stakes are at the moment and the circumstances. I don't blame him. Now, Angela King mentioned this in the trailer, and she said that the first half of the season is more of a Cold War, and the second half, it gets really hot. And I've seen that from a lot of people where, you know, people say that the first half is kind of boring and it's slow, and then, you know, it just seems like setup. But that's kind of what it is, you know. The first half is going to be the Cold War. It's the slower setup part, and obviously not too many big things happen in the first half. But in the second half, it's like a fuse goes off, you know, right from the get-go in episode 9, things are just going to be happening, just snap, snap, snap like that. And I really think it's going to go full throttle forward, and it's just going to be non-stop, and I think the payoff is really going to be worth it from the slower 8-episode setup that we had. The shot here really interests me because I'm not sure what it is. It looks like the trees are a little bit longer, which kind of reminds me of the trees in the forest at Hilltop, but it's not the correct foreground for Hilltop, I don't think. And it just kind of looks like this weird empty clearing, and it almost reminds me of the 701 clearing. But I'm not sure. It's Gabriel and Scott's looking at him, and there's another red shirt behind him, and they're just kind of standing there, and I honestly don't have a guess to where that is. I don't know where they are or what they're really doing, because I don't think they're at Hilltop, but they're not at Alexandria either. So, you know, what are they doing, you know, out there with armor on and stuff? Is Gabriel just going out there and just killing Whispers, and like, what's happening? Now, this shot of Rosita is really cool with her armor on and that badass weapon that I've been waiting for her to use for the entirety of the first 8 episodes. And I'm finally glad that she's using it in the second half here, because they've teased it in the first half that she would use it, but she never did. But I'm glad she has it now, and I really can't wait to see her use that against some Whispers and Walkers and possibly even Beta. That would be dope to see him just get whacked over the face with that thing.
Believe it or not, I have been where you are right now.
Negan is with them now. That could still go a lot of different ways.
Oh, my balls!
Just don't know where he sits with anything.
Beta doesn't trust him at all. Beta has an innate sense of who he's going to find allegiance with and who he's not.
Negan and Alpha together are a formidable twosome.
I would describe the season as incredible and bold.
We're getting a lot of more Negan and Alpha scenes, and I really do think he will kill Alpha like he does in the comics. It's just lining up too well now at this point, and Carol's just too reckless to kill Alpha anyhow, so I really don't think she's going to end up getting the kill. I thought she would probably near the start of the season. I thought they would probably build up for her getting the kill, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to follow the comic route and give Negan the kill, because it's just so iconic. Please, not again! And I mean, what more could you want in The Walking Dead than to see Negan in a Whisper mask? I mean, this is probably one of the coolest things I have seen on The Walking Dead in a year. I mean, this is so sick. I don't know, it's just something about Negan in a dope Whisper mask with his leather jacket. It's just so dope, man. It's so good looking.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
I mean, this has got to be up there with one of the best Walking Dead shots I have ever seen. I mean, let me know when you find a shot that comes close to even this one, because this is just absolutely fantastic.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
This shot here, I'm still not exactly sure what's happening. I've never been able to really kind of find out what could be happening here, but it's just a few whispers gathered by like this little bridge on a pond, and yeah, I don't know, Alpha's there and she kind of looks like she's paranoid a little bit and she's looking around, but yeah, I have no idea. Looks like Judith could be here, kind of maybe looking at Gamma in the cell if they have her held there, or maybe no one's there, but she's kind of like reminiscing when Negan was there, and maybe she's missing Negan or thinking about where he could be or what he could be doing. This shot is really interesting. In the first 10B trailer that we got, we saw Beta opening up this place to the underground area, but now it looks like there's two Whispers opening up this area, so I'm not sure if they're following suit with Beta and going with him wherever that leads to. And I do believe they're tunnels to Alexandria. I feel like maybe Dante had dug tunnels and kind of planned it for Beta if they ever wanted to sneak in there or whatever in the long run. But yeah, I do think those are tunnels leading to Alexandria, because that's kind of my theory with this hand coming out of the ground. I do believe it could be Beta or a different Whisper coming out of the grave, which led to one of the tunnels, and that's how they're going to actually get into Alexandria in episode 10.
You underestimated them. At what point is it going to be too much for Beta to keep following Alpha?
Ultimately, it gets strange, exciting, and really nail-biting.
Go, go, go!
Things have been building towards this for a season and a half.
The Whisper War is upon us.
So yeah, that was my trailer breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing, because it really helps my channel out. I'm a new channel, so any new subscribers really helps me out a lot. And comment down below what you want to see from me next. The Walking Dead returns in just under about 2 weeks now, and we're soon about to be all on the hype train. So yeah, hope you guys are excited, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.